Hey, welcome to the Retro Media Talk podcast. I'm Steve Montgomery. I'm here with
Steve Lego.
He loves his name said, I know. And today we're going back to 1979. Should I say it, Steve, or what? Should I say
classic?
it? Yeah, should I? Because this really is a cult classic.
I think it is. I think it is. Yeah.
But so we're going back to 1979. One of the, I think, best gang films out there. You know, that gained a lot of traction. Kind of gained. You know, it's a comic book style gang film, I guess. That's what it was meant to be. But anyway, the plot is The Warriors is set in a dystopian version of New York City, which actually is probably today, present time.
I mean, was it supposed to be, or was it just supposed to be like modern day New York?
No, apparently it was supposed to be in the future where street gangs rule the night. Even though there's always been street gangs there, this was like a future where there was so many of them that they outnumbered the police by, I forget what the percentage was, but it was a big percentage. And the story follows the Warriors, a Coney Island gang falsely accused of killing a charismatic gang leader, Cyrus, and they must make their way back to their home turf while being chased and hunted down by rival gangs. So yeah, it's one of those setup movies, and kind of like The Fugitive or something like that, and you gotta try to make it back to they got to make it back to their turf.
Yeah, kind of like was that movie with Bruce Willis where he had that one guy 28 blocks or 37 blocks? You know what I'm moving?
Yeah.
Kind of like one of them deals. Yeah.
I always love those chase films. You're hunted down by the police or it was like The Fugitive. What was that other one that came after The Fugitive? I don't know. It was one of those other ones that was kind of like that. But anyway, those setup movies where they got to kind of prove their innocence, or hunted down by the cops, the gangs, they're all. But anyway, so that's basically the plot, and came out in '79, directed by Walter Hill, and I was surprised. I don't know about you. Did you look up Walter Hill's other movies?
I didn't actually.
Oh, we'll go over those because there's a few in there I think you'll like. But anyway, it was they had a budget of $4 million. It was shot on location in New York City. So unlike Escape from New York, this was actually shot in New York City. Lego, you have not seen this film, and now you've seen it for the first time, right?
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead and give it to us. What did you think?
I think that it kept me interested, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because they were constantly moving, right? They were constantly moving.
It's action packed for sure.
But honestly, I don't get why this is a cult classic. Are
you serious?
I don't think it was a good movie at all.
Really?
Mm-mm. Oh, it was okay. God. I mean, but it was just horrible acting. It was horrible fighting scenes. It was just horrible.
Well, what they meant the fight scenes to be like a comic book, because that was his interpretation. Really choreographed type of fighting, where normally getting hit with a bat or something, you'd be lying on the ground and not getting up. This was all kind of tongue in cheek, but so I mean, I learned all this watching the special features, and and if you watch the director's cut, there's a lot of it is more comic booky. I don't know which version you watched.
Well, I heard the director's cut only adds 1 minute to the movie.
Yeah, there's an intro with the director on there and stuff. But yeah, it's not it's not much, but there's slight little tweaks in there. Did you see the comic strips? Like how it goes scene to scene or whatever.
No, I after hearing that, I can see if that was the intention. Then yeah, I could see it kind of being okay. If that's what their intention was. Did you really get the impression though that these guys and the Warriors were a tough street gang? I mean, I'm sorry.
No, but I don't think they were meant to be. They were kind of underdogs, really outnumbered. There was only 9 of them. And the first guy gets taken out by the cops right off the bat, the supposed leader. Well, that was 9 of them going to this event.
Right.
Where Cyrus was basically trying
Can you dig it?
Yes. Yeah. That line has been used over and over in different clips and different radio shows. They've always, I know a radio show locally that uses that clip in their intro. That's one mixed in there. It's a popular line. But yeah. That guy, well, Cyrus, the leader, he's trying to get the gangs to all kind of join together, in a truce and basically take over the city because they outnumbered the cops,
Right.
So that was the whole deal. And then you had the one gang shoot Cyrus and then blame it on the Warriors.
What was the point of that, though? I mean, what was the point of them doing that?
Killing the guy?
Well, and then blaming it on the Warriors. Well, maybe what was the point?
Well, the Warriors just happened to be right there. They would have blamed on any gang there, but, the Warrior guys happened to be standing right there. And when he saw the guy, whatever,
yeah,
he just picked him out of the crowd, The Warriors did it.
What was his purpose of killing that guy just in general?
He just because. Didn't he say, why'd you do that? Or, why'd you, just because or something. Yeah. I forget the exact line. Maybe they didn't want to have a truce. They wanted to keep everybody rivals.
Yeah.
Who knows, I guess so.
Yeah, that guy that shot Cyrus.
Yeah.
Is, that's the guy to play T-Bird from The Crow and stuff.
Yep.
And he truly has a very unlikable quality about him. You know what I mean? I hated him in The Crow, and I couldn't stand him in this movie. Just something about him, you just wanted to just like smash his face with a pipe.
Right.
I mean, seriously.
David Patrick Kelly.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny about that is, we might as well go to his famous line in the end. We'll just go right to it. His line was,
come out and
play, yay, Warriors, come out and play, yay. He kept saying that. That was all ad lib.
Warriors, come out to play, yay.
The director didn't even throw that in there. He was like saying, come up with something to taunt the Warriors, taunt them or whatever. And I guess David Patrick Kelly saw some little beer bottles underneath something, grabbed them, and he started doing that little, clanging them together, and that came to him because this is the funny thing I found out in the special features. The reason he said that, come out and play, he actually lived in a downtown apartment, I think in Manhattan or somewhere in New York there. I forget where. And he said this creepy guy would always taunt him. The same, and that's what he would do. He's like, David, come on and play, or whatever he said to him. So he would taunt him in real life. So he's like, well, shoot, I'll just use this in the Warriors and taunt them. And he didn't know if it was going to be in there, but he figured it might make it in there. And sure enough, it did. I mean, it was a really pivotal part of the film. Had a little creepy aspect to it, especially back in the day. But I mean, one thing about that line is I always remembered that line from the first time I saw that film back in the 80s. I saw that film somewhere, like, I think it was on HBO late at night one night or something. The first time I watched that film, I just loved it. I loved the Warriors because I love those types of chase movies where you're going from one scene to the next. There's no dull moments in that movie. Even if you think it's a bad movie, it still kept you interested, you said, right?
Right.
So it kept you interested. That's a decent movie. You wanted to, you didn't fall asleep or anything. But,
Right.
There's a lot of different things that happen. I mean, when I was young and watched it, I remember 3 things about that movie. Warriors, that, and I watched, and I remembered the Baseball Furies. The baseball gang.
Yeah. The
Always
Facebook
stuck in I always thought they looked creepiest, as a gang. And I always wanted, I want to watch that movie again, years later. And then DVD came out, and I got on DVD, and then I eventually got on Blu-ray. And did you watch it on, what'd you watch it on? Did you watch it on HBO or something, or where was it?
Prime. I watched it on Prime.
Oh, Prime? Okay. So was it crystal clear? Because this has been remastered over and over.
I mean, it looked pretty good.
Yeah. It looks great. I mean, on Blu-ray, I assume they're streaming it, in the latest remaster. And one thing I love about the film, I don't know about you, I know you don't like the film, but what did you think about the soundtrack?
I didn't really, honestly, I don't really remember it.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
I remember the real songs playing, like
like the end song with the Eagles, wasn't the Eagles or Joe Walsh?
I think it was Joe Walsh.
And then the Eagles re-recorded that, right, or something? I think that was
I don't know.
something like that.
And then all the songs that the DJ would be playing,
yeah. Yeah.
Speaking
And that was
of songs, though, and the whole Warriors come out and play thing, Twisted Sister used that, on one of their albums.
Oh, they did?
And Dee Snider did the same thing. He banged the beer bottles together, and he went, "Twisted Sister, come out and play," for the song "Come Out and Play."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's funny. Yeah. It says In the City was a song. Walsh. Yeah, Joe Walsh. Okay. But it says here, original ending, the Eagles. So one of my favorite things called song. I don't know. What's going on? Did Joe Walsh write it and the Eagles recorded it?
I don't know anything about Joe Walsh or the Eagles.
Oh my God. I'm gonna sound so stupid on here because I have no idea. In the City, Joe Walsh song. Okay, here, let's go to Wikipedia real quick. In the City is a rock song written by Barry Dvorak. Oh, he was the composer on the Warriors, and Joe Walsh. So Barry Dvorak wrote the score to the Warriors, and he co-wrote, I guess, with Joe Walsh. It was the first recorded by Walsh and released on the soundtrack for the 1979 film The Warriors. Another version of the song, recorded by Walsh's band, the Eagles, was included on their Long Run album, released the same year. So Joe Walsh must have been in the Eagles. That's weird. How did I see? I'm not. I was never. I mean, I like the Eagles' music, but I couldn't tell you who was in it, I guess.
Yeah. Glenn Fry is the only one I know. Who else? Yeah, I don't know.
God. That sounds, I mean, I don't know, man. It sounds... Joseph Fiddler Walsh, American guitar singer, songwriter. He has been a member of 3 successful bands. Okay. James Gang, Eagles, and Ringo Starr. Okay. All right. So we might get a little heat for not knowing that, but oh well.
Well, that wasn't my genre.
Yeah, I know. I knew Joe Walsh, but I guess I just didn't know he was in the Eagles. That's terrible, but oh, brother. Well, anyway, moving on from that, when the Warriors came out, did you know the backstory of what happened? See, it was doing great at the box office. And in a matter of fact, I think it shot to number one or close to, or I don't know. According to special features, they said it went to number one. I don't know where, if that was U.S. based. I don't know. They were having a lot of problems with gangs showing up to watch the film. And there was a ton of different incidents that happened. And then the studio stopped marketing the film. That didn't stop it. Word of mouth just made it go further. And then they pulled it. I guess they pulled it, and I don't know if it was all the cities, but I know for one, they banned it in Liverpool, England, and Boston, Massachusetts, Fresno, California. There was it says the Warriors were not officially banned in Fresno. However, after a shooting incident occurred at a theater during a screening, the film was pulled from theaters as a precautionary measure. And then the film said the film was not officially banned in Boston, but after some incidents of violence and vandalism occurring during screenings, many theaters in the city chose to stop showing the film voluntarily. And then the film was all out banned in Liverpool by the city chief constable due to concerns about potential violence and public disorder. The ban lasted for several years. And, you know, according to them, it was going across the whole country. That's how interesting the effect of this movie had on I guess reality. You know, the gangs were showing up, and I had no idea. I didn't know the movie when it came out in 79. I don't remember it coming out in 79. Do you?
No, I never heard of it.
I just knew, like, in the 80s, when I ran across it by accident, I guess on HBO, it sounded interesting, and then I found out about the movie. But when it was released, I didn't even know anything about it in 79. It's crazy. Brickhouse Nutrition offers an array of workout essentials like Foundation, a great muscle building formula. Fight muscle fatigue and increase your workout endurance. Foundation combines creatine and ATP to increase nutrient and oxygen delivery. This helps the body work out longer and recover faster. Creatine supplements and ATP supplements are backed by studies that prove they help with lean mass and strength individually. Foundation is known to pack on muscle naturally. Use our special coupon code HEALTHYLIFE to get a maximum discount. Coupon code HEALTHYLIFE. Healthy Life. Let's go over some of Walter Hill's other films, because I want you to see if you liked any of his other films.
Okay.
So he did a film in 78 called The Driver, which I never seen. They had Bruce Dern in it. He did Hard Times with Charles Bronson. I think I've seen it, but I don't know for sure. But then if you go to 81, I think you may have heard of this one or seen it, Southern Comfort. Do you remember that one? Okay.
It was about the National Guard in the swamps of Louisiana.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And they did 48 Hours.
Was Nick Nolte?
Nick Nolte, and what was the other guy? Eddie Murphy. Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah, 48 Hours. And then he did another 48 Hours, too. He did both those. Now, another film that I really loved, and it came out in 84, and it starred Diane Lane, and it had, Michael Pare. Do you remember Streets of Fire at all?
I'd never seen it. No.
Oh, okay. It's a great one. It's like a rock, they call it a rock fantasy, but it's cool, man. It's got some, what's that guy? A creepy looking guy that's in a lot of, I don't know. I can't remember his name offhand, but it's cool, man. It's kind of, It had some good songs too. Diane Lane was like this rock singer, and you'll have to check it out sometime. We may have to do that eventually, but then there was Brewster's Millions that came out in 85.
Richard Pryor.
Yeah,
right?
Richard Pryor. That was a good one. And I know you had to like this one. Crossroads.
Was it the Ralph Macchio one?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was okay.
It was okay. Okay. What about Extreme Prejudice? You remember that one at all?
Now, when you're saying that he directed these, or
he produced a lot of movies. He was producer and writer and stuff, but these are the ones that he directed.
Oh, okay. It sounds familiar, Extreme Prejudice.
That had Nick Nolte too, I think.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that one.
It's a good one. Powers Booth was in it. Came out in 87. That was a good one. Okay, I know you've seen this one, damn it. Red Heat with Arnold.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Seen every Arnold movie ever 100 times.
Okay, yeah. So Red Heat with James Belushi was in that one. Trespass. I think that had I don't know. I can't remember much of that movie. But it came out in 92. Had
well, you skipped one that we. Oh no, you didn't. You didn't skip it.
It's coming up.
Okay.
I think if we're on the same thing. Well, Trespass had that rapper in there that played Ice-T or something.
Ice-T and Estevez was in that too, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty good movie.
Yeah, and one I haven't seen.
That was kind of a Warriors-esh.
Yeah, right.
Type movie.
Yeah. I haven't seen that in years. I got to revisit that one.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I saw that at the theater, if you can believe it.
Really? Wow. Yeah, I am shocked. Well, I haven't seen this one, but you probably have. 95, Wild Bill.
Yeah, we were talking about that when we did the Tombstone movie.
And I never seen it.
It's really good movie. Really good movie. I highly recommend that one. And I see right before that he did Geronimo, American Legend. That's a really good movie as well.
Did he direct that one?
Yeah, Geronimo. Yep.
Oh, shoot.
He's done some pretty good ones. Yeah, he did Last Man Standing with Bruce Willis, which is a great movie.
Yeah, I love that movie.
That had Walken in it too, right? Wasn't it Christopher Walken and Bruce Willis?
Yeah,
took place in like the 30s or 40s or something. Yeah, I saw that at the theater as well.
He also got an award for Deadwood. I think he directed some
one episode of Deadwood. Yeah,
was it one episode? That's it.
Yeah.
Wonder why he got an award.
And he did Bullet to the Head, that's a Stallone movie, right?
Stallone, yeah, that was pretty good. I liked it. Primetime Emmy Award for Broken Trail, which I have not seen. Miniseries, a Western miniseries. I haven't seen that one.
I have seen that.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a 2004 winner, a Primetime Emmy Award winner for Deadwood. That's pretty cool. Yeah, Geronimo. Yeah, I see that. So he won a Bronze Wrangler Award, Western Heritage Award. So interesting. So guy's been around and he's still alive. So that's cool.
And he actually, he's done some stuff. And he even did, he did the story for Aliens and Alien 3.
Yeah. Did he write that?
Yeah.
I saw him as a producer, but yeah, I guess I didn't see all the stuff he wrote.
He did the screenplay for The Getaway.
Oh, wow.
That
was a good movie.
Baldwin and Kidman.
Yeah.
Or wasn't it Kidman?
Yeah.
Or Basinger. Kim Basinger.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then he's an executive producer on Tales from the Crypt.
He's definitely the most accomplished person from the Warriors, honestly. I mean, a lot of other people didn't do a whole heck. Well, one guy did, but everybody else didn't do much.
Right. I saw that. Yeah. Oh, that guy I was telling you about, Streets of Fire. I was trying to remember his, name. He's such a creepy looking guy. Willem Dafoe, the one we were talking about before. Yeah, yes. He was in Streets of Fire, and I just saw it. He's in this Western that he did in 2022 called "Dead for a Dollar," and Willem Dafoe is in that with Christopher Waltz. So that might be something you might want to check out. Because you like Westerns and stuff like that. And that came out in 2022. But yeah, you're right, man. I mean, I was looking at some of the guys as where they are now. And let's go over that since you brought it up. Because, some of them haven't done a whole lot. But Michael Beck, who plays kind of the second leader, Swan. He's a big Christian now, and he does he's cool, man. He's a cool guy. He does a lot of audiobooks, but he hasn't done much in the Hollywood scene for a long time.
I when I started watching the movie and I was like, who is that guy? And I was like, is he a Gibb? Like one of the Gibb brothers?
Yeah, he looks like it, doesn't he?
And then as I started watching, I was like, you know what? That's the guy that was in Xanadu with Olivia Newton-John.
Sonny Malone. He won I think he won a Worst Actor award, a Razzie or something for that. Yeah, he actually won an award for acting, and it was like the Worst Acting Award. I was like, oh man. I don't know if that was the movie. I think it was. There was this short he was in that came out in 2015, which I want to see.
Yeah, I do too. I want to see it as well.
Yeah, Last Subway Ride Home. The Warriors' Last Subway Ride Home. I don't know where to find it. I guess we just got to search for it and see. I don't know if it's a paid thing or a free thing to watch. I don't know. I forgot about it. I remember it being advertised somewhere, maybe on Facebook or something, and I never did go back and try to find that. He's done a lot of TV and stuff, appearances, but nothing really much after 2015, it looks like. He records John Grisham books. Grisham, I don't know how you say it. And he's done everything from 2005 to 2023. He's done a audiobook. So he's busy recording audiobooks, I guess. The other guy, let's see, Terry Mitchos, I guess, plays Vermin. He's still alive. I briefly looked at what they're doing, and if they were interesting, I wrote it down. But
yeah, he didn't really do it. He didn't do anything, and the cowboy dude didn't really do anything.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Mm-hmm. What's really weird though is Cleon. Dorsey Wright, the guy that plays Cleon. He's still alive, but he works for the New York Transit Authority and does voiceovers for television and radio commercials. That's what he does. And he also played himself, I guess, in the video game version of The Warriors that came out in like 2005, I think.
Yeah.
Which I have that game. It was pretty fun. It was fun playing The Warriors.
Or was that on PlayStation 2?
I think it was. I think I had it for Xbox. Original Xbox, I think. Does that sound right? Or was it?
Yeah, that was 18 years ago, so probably.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Now, the saddest story is Rembrandt. The guy that tags the warrior symbol.
Yeah.
Did you read that?
Yeah, he died young from AIDS, yeah.
Yeah, AIDS-related cancer at 28 years old in 1986. I was like, man, that sucks, dude. That's too bad.
And he must have went quick because he did an after-school special or something like in 86.
Really?
I was reading it, yeah.
Yeah, that was too bad. That was sad. Deborah Gay Van Valkenburg, who plays Mercy.
Yeah,
she was in a lot of stuff. She was. She was in Streets of Fire too. I forgot. She's still alive. She still does stuff. She's probably the most active. Don't you think?
No, I think James Remar is.
Oh, James Remar. Yeah. Ajax.
He's the biggest star probably out of the whole crop.
And that's one thing about the director. He said the biggest disappointment overall is taking him out early.
Yeah, he was an asshole. I didn't like him.
Well, yeah, that was his role. He was an unlikable guy in there, but Let's see, what's the other one? Davis Harris, Cochise, that played Cochise. He's still alive. Brian Tyler, Snow, he's still alive. Now that guy got taken out kind of early. He was the guy that got thrown on the tracks.
On the tracks, yeah.
The guy you were talking about, Cowboy, played Cowboy. He's still alive. Now Roger Hill, that played Cyrus from the opposing gang, the gang leader. He died in 2014 at 64. And then the probably the biggest other actor is David Patrick Kelly that we were talking about.
Right.
Who was in the gang, the Rogues, who taunted the Warriors in the end, and then got his in the end from setting up the Warriors. He got his little punishment. I won't give it away because a lot of people probably haven't seen the film. He got a lot of roles from this role, and then of course, like you were saying, he played T-Bird in The Crow, so he was another. He had that same annoying character, I guess I should say. Did you find any connecting points to what?
No, I did not.
Oh my God, you failed me. I was talking to Gallus earlier. I'm like, yeah, we're going to do the Warriors. He don't think he's seen the film either. I said, I bet he somehow finds a connection with the $6 Million Man. I can't wait to see if he connects the dots somewhere. If somebody was in the an episode or something. You just couldn't find any, huh?
No, I couldn't find. The thing about it is, there's always the direct connection, right? Like somebody that actually starred in the show, but
right.
It could be like a director or whatever. But I didn't really look that far. But none of the actors did.
Yeah,
and I thought, because you got to think, this was 1979. $6 Million Man was over in 1978. So a lot of these guys would have had to have been almost like a teenager or in their 20s. So I didn't really remember them, and the rest of the actors, they weren't, none of these people were really big actors, you know what I mean? So it's just like you wouldn't, the chances of them being in the TV program at that time is pretty slim. Yeah. But I looked and I didn't, none of them looked familiar to me.
Yeah.
And I thought the only chance maybe, it might have been that James Remar, but no, wasn't the case.
And I'm surprised Walter Hill hadn't had some connection with $6 Million Man or something. Maybe worked on something for it, or because he was in the business for a while. I don't know what he. Well, I did read what he did before. It wasn't even in the movie business. I forget now, but I thought every movie we do, you're going to find some connection.
Yeah, actually.
Now tomorrow you'll find out there's some.
Believe me, if I find out, there will be an update.
Yeah, update us. There's probably a relative of somebody. Oh man.
I mean, there's quite a few movies that we reviewed that I hadn't done that for.
Yeah, I know.
But
you're
most
on
likely,
a good streak, though.
I was. So it blows my theory that everything is connected to the $6 Million Man.
Ah, man. Well, we'll keep fishing. Maybe there's something, and you can redeem yourself on this one.
But we didn't talk about James Remar. I mean, this guy is a huge.
Oh
star.
yeah. Tell us all about him, man. I know you. He's got a big history. Go ahead.
He does, and he's one of those guys where he's not like this big, huge movie star, but he has done so many. I mean, he's been working nonstop basically since 1979. I mean, the guy hasn't let up.
Yeah,
and various TV. He was in Hill Street Blues, 48 Hours, The Cotton Club, Miami Vice, Clan of the Cave Bear. Have you ever seen that with that caveman movie with Daryl Hannah? It's pretty sweet.
Oh yeah. I think I have long time ago, probably when I was a kid.
Yeah. The Equalizer, The Hitchhiker.
He was in The Equalizer, the 80s one?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
He was in Drugstore Cowboy with Matt Dillon. Have you ever seen that? He was in Tales of the Dark Side, the movie.
Oh, cool.
Tales from the Crypt. He was in that. He's just been in a lot of Judge Dredd. I mean, Wild Bill. So, he must have some kind of rapport with The Quest, with Van Damme. He usually plays like a jerk. Hellraiser. Nash Bridges. He's done. X-Files. He's been in all. Twilight Zone. The guy's done a ton of stuff. Wow. Battlestar Galactica, you name it. Yeah, so, he was definitely the one that, never, became a huge movie star, but, the guy literally, from 79 to the present, he has been working. I don't think he's missed a year.
I knew he was a big star, but, when you look at him, you instantly recognize him from other stuff.
Right.
You do. Michael Beck, I thought he had done more than what he did.
Right.
Just because he looks familiar.
Yeah, he looks like a Gibb guy from the disco era.
Yeah, he totally has that look like, oh, this guy's been in a ton of stuff. He has.
Right.
But yeah, I was surprised that he hasn't been in a lot of bigger projects. I was hoping you would have said, I love the film, dude. It was awesome, but I guess, maybe because I saw it when I was younger, it brings back good memories. And, I always loved the film. But I get it as it's not supposed to be taken like super serious, like this is a violent gang film.
Yeah, I guess probably another reason, too, that I didn't care for it is that it's been hyped up by you and other people as this iconic type of a movie.
Yeah.
So when you go into it thinking you're going to see something special,
yeah,
and it's not that great.
Now, it was based on a novel. Hey guys, what's up? This is Steve Montgomery from Retro Media Talk. Hey, I just want to let you know I got a new album out called Night Sky. If you like ambient, cinematic type music, a little synth wave mixed in with some of the tracks, hey, check it out. It's available on Bandcamp, Amazon, Spotify, and some other outlets. I also have a physical CD that you can order through the link in the podcast description wherever you're listening to. Thank you so much for your support. Steve Montgomery, Night Sky, out now. This was a book from 1965.
I read they were talking about remaking this.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's going to happen because I think they're going to do like a TV series.
Oh,
instead.
Really? Wow.
But if they were to remake the movie itself, and they did it a little bit more serious, I think it would be a great movie. You know what I mean?
Oh,
but it's
yeah.
Just,
yeah, sure.
But I just think that I just wasn't. I guess it was par for the course for movies back then, 79. But it just wasn't very realistic to me. But now that I know that it was supposed to be kind of like, not quite, as serious.
See, if you watched the director's cut of it and you saw the comic strip kind of transitions, you'd probably understand a lot more about what his image was for the film.
Yeah, like I said, it wasn't absolutely horrible. When it was over, I wasn't like, oh, I'll never get that 2 hours back. It wasn't like that. Like I said, it kept me interested. You know what I mean? Because like I said, the pacing of the movie, they're constantly moving forward to try to get where they're going and stuff like that. So it kept me interested in stuff like that, but it just wasn't what I was expecting.
That's what I liked about listening to Walter Hill explain the movie. he wanted it to be a constant pace. No slow parts, just constant, one thing after the other, never stop. And I like that about that. You know, I like that vision because I love movies that are just nonstop. When I was watching the special features, the fact is, you know, there were some things in there that they, you know, that probably would cross the line for politically correctness, you know, in that film.
Yeah.
One of the lines I liked, and I'm trying to find it, but it was something. It was Ramar, James Ramar. He said to that one of the Furies, "I'm going to take that baseball bat," and of course I can't find the line right now, but it's shove it so far up your ass that you'll be a popsicle or something. Do you remember that line?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
He got that line from some magazine or something in I don't know if it was a baseball magazine or something, but yeah, he actually took that line from something else, and I guess that was kind of ad-libbed.
Ronald Reagan was a fan of the film.
He was.
And
oh wow.
He even called Michael Beck to tell him that he had screened it at Camp David, and he enjoyed the movie.
Really? Wow, that's awesome.
Me and Nancy, we sat at Camp David, and well, it was a movie. It was a good movie. Yeah, so that's surprising.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, the line was, "I'm going to shove that bat up your ass and turn you into a popsicle."
I'll shove that bat up your ass and turn you into a popsicle.
So, in your opinion, then, because I know you've seen this movie, would you say that this movie is better than The Wanderers?
You know, I just saw The Wanderers recently. That within the last 6 months, I would say I loved it.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
It is a great movie.
It's a different kind of a movie.
Well, it's a more serious, you know, it's a more of a outsiders type, something like that. And I love the Wanderers. Well, it's a different time period for one. The funny thing about the Wanderers, they knew the Wanderers was coming out when they were doing the Warriors. Mm-hmm. I don't know how they know that, you know, another gang movie was in production, and they worked so hard, night and day, like 7 days a week, some days or whatever, to try to beat the Wanderers. Now, I don't know what the Wanderers, what kind of impact that had, but that was another film I didn't even know came out back then.
Yeah, me either. I'd seen that and not seen the Warriors, because my dad liked those type of movies because it took place in like the 60s, kind of when he was growing up. So yeah, he was a big fan of that movie. So I'd seen that like quite a few times. But yeah, it's a different era. So yeah, I don't think it really had a big effect on.
Plus, it had meat in it. How could you not like it? Meat from Porky's.
Did it have meat in it? Yeah. I knew it had the.
He was the guy that, you know, he kind of protected that dude. You know, he was living in the same apartments. Well, Ken Wall. You know, did we talk about the Wanderers? I think
no, we didn't.
Why did I think we talked about Ken Wall before? And we looked him up, and he was in the Wanderers, and that's why I went. That's why I looked for the Wanderers to see, because we were talking about Ken Wall, I believe, in one of those movies. Yeah, I'm almost positive.
I can't think of a movie we've covered that had Ken Wall in it.
Oh, he was in The Wise Guy, because you said you watched The Wise Guy.
Oh yeah, Wise Guy.
Show.
I love that show.
And somehow we were talking about Ken Wall.
I haven't seen it in 20 years, but I'll tell you, I'll have to go back. I might watch that tonight when we're done. Actually.
Oh, they remastered the whole picture, man. Karen Allen's in it. Remember?
Yep.
We talked about her in tons of movies, like, you know, Raiders and everything else. Yeah, she's in it. What is the guy name? What's Meat's name? Crap, I don't even remember that.
Let me look it up.
Man, it's bugging me.
Tony Ganios.
Yeah, that's it. And I don't know. I don't know what his character was. His character's name in there, but yeah. So, great gang movie. For older 60s, was it 60s or 50s? It was 63. 63, yeah, okay. And that was in New York, too. So that's weird. So you had the Wanderers and the Warriors both started with a W in their main wording, and they're both set in New York. How does that happen? What are some of your favorite gang movies? Like, The Outsiders. You liked that one, didn't you?
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Gangs of New York.
Well, yeah, that one. Like Goodfellas, and those are more mobster gangster movies. But what was that one with Kevin Costner? Oh man,
Kevin Costner.
Yeah. Let's see.
Waterworld?
No. Yeah, now I can't even remember. It was a gangster movie, not the
The Untouchables?
Untouchables, yeah. So you had gangster and then you had gang movies, But yeah, of course, The Godfather, The Departed.
But those are
those are gangster movies.
They're not street gang movies.
So what are the big street gang movies? Like Colors, I guess. Colors would have been a pretty serious one in the late 80s, wasn't it? Or was it mid 80s? You remember that one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. With Sean Penn.
Sean Penn and that was pretty good. That was a pretty good movie back then.
Boys in the Hood.
Yeah, I don't even know if I've ever seen that one.
It's a good movie, actually. Really is. Definitely check that out. Give it a shot. It wasn't something that I was interested in seeing either, but one day I ended up watching it and I was like, this is a pretty damn good movie.
Really? Okay. Mm-hmm. I know there's more. I just can't think of.
I think we think there's a lot more than there really is. There was like Rumblefish. Ever seen Rumblefish?
Oh yeah, Matt Dillon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Menace to Society is another one. I have not seen that one.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either.
New Jack City. That's another one.
I don't know if I ever seen that one. I don't know. I know that one came out, in the 90s or something? Or was it 80s? I don't even know.
Probably the 90s. Yeah. But yeah, like straight up gangs, there's not a whole lot.
Yeah.
I mean, the rest of them, they're all like mafia, gangster type.
Now, I like a lot of those movies.
Yeah, I love those movies.
Yeah, they're highly entertaining. I mean, we could go on and on about those movies, but
yeah, that's one of the best for sure.
Yeah, rest in peace, Ray Liotta.
Yep,
that was sad.
I was just reading the other day where they finally released like his cause of death and stuff. And he just had horribly clogged arteries.
Really?
Yeah, so that contributed to it.
Yeah.
Whether, he had horribly clogged arteries and, he had a clot or something that couldn't travel through. I don't know. But that's what they said. That's what they believed. He went into cardiac arrest or whatever, had a heart attack and died in his sleep.
He had family around this area. I forget what it was.
Yeah, because you told me that he would every once in a while be in town there.
Yeah, good friend of mine used to manage the Blockbuster, Don, and he would tell me that I don't know if it was his mother-in-law or something would come in there. I'm sure if we looked it up, we could probably find it. Oh, here it is. First article. Ray Liotta visited Peoria, Illinois over the years. This is from the Peoria Journal-Star. Ray Liotta. Stupid ads popping up on my face. Oh, this is a recent article. After he died. Oh yeah, dude. He was married at the time to former Michelle Messer, a Richwoods High School graduate, and she was older than me. I don't know when I looked at her up before, and I think she works in Hollywood or something. I don't know. But yeah, her family must be from here then. So yeah, I guess it probably was the mother-in-law or something that he would come down and visit. Something like that. But yeah, Michelle Grace, I guess she changed her name, then went on to a career, or maybe that was her name and then it went to Messer. I don't know. Went on to a career as an actress and film producer, meeting and marrying Liotta in 1997. She worked on several of his films. They had a daughter together, Carson, and later divorced in 2004. Liotta's greatest role was Henry Hill in Goodfellas.
And he died in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, that's strange. I know we went off track a little bit there, but
well, it's because Ray Liotta was in the Warriors.
Yeah, yeah. Goodfellas was inspired by the Warriors. No.
Yes.
Hey guys, are you looking to get healthy? How about getting healthy naturally? Your body needs 90 essential nutrients, 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, and 3 essential fatty acids. And the easiest way to get those nutrients into your body is to get the Healthy Body Start Pack. Go over to naturalhealthagenda.com and check out the awesome supplements that Youngevity has to offer. Also, guys, after 90 days of trying the products years ago, I decided to become a distributor because Youngevity gives you the power to become your own boss and to start your own business. I wanted to help others, so after healing my ailments naturally, I wanted to help other people. By becoming a distributor, I was able to share my knowledge to friends, family, and whoever wanted to listen. So drop big pharma, try something natural for a change. Go to naturalhealthagenda.com, naturalhealthagenda.com, and see what the power of nutrition can do for you. So if you have not seen The Warriors, please check it out.
It's worth watching. It's worth watching one time if you haven't seen it before.
Yeah, well, that's cool. At least you gave it a slight endorsement. There you go. So anyways, please subscribe to the podcast somewhere. And if you can, please review it. Reviews always help. Maybe not if you hate it, but
right.
But if you slightly like some of the content, yeah, give it a review or something.
Yeah. I mean, even if you only like hearing my sexy voice.
Yeah. Just
you can say that. You can say the movie sucks. We sound like idiots, but this guy has just a smooth, sexy voice. Hey, I'll take that.
There you go.
That's what my wife tells me.
Well, yeah, man, you got a sexy voice. Sure. I just ramble. Say too much.
Your ums and my knows.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I do that too, man. Oh, wait, don't I do, or, what I'm saying? I don't know. I know I do it. I hear it and it freaking drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just can't listen to myself, man.
Yeah, I don't like, I listen to the podcast, every time after you publish them, and I don't really notice any quirks about you, but boy, I notice every one of mine.
Are you serious? Because I know I'm like rambling all kinds of crap, and I'm like, I'm not leaving that in there. But when I listen to you, I'm like, well, shoot, man, you sound good.
Yeah, people are most critical of themselves. That's just a general rule of thumb, I think.
Yeah.
Although I am critical of other people, I'm most critical, obviously, of myself, and I think most people are. People don't like pictures of themselves. People don't like the way they sound.
Yeah.
It's just people just are, I guess, insecure about themselves in certain ways, and so yeah, you're always going to nitpick. I nitpick it. I'm like it drives me nuts because I'm like, I feel like I'm stuttering or I'm dragging stuff out. I'm like, it's and I can't spit it out. Yeah, sometimes it's like, who would listen to this podcast? We sound like idiots.
Well, and when I'm listening to myself, I'll have sometimes I'll have a long pause. And I'll see that in the audio file. I'm like, oh my God, I got to cut that.
Your editing's pretty good because I don't really notice. I mean, I'll notice like when whole like sections of our conversation are missing, but like when you're just like, when you're snipping out just a little bit here and there, I never notice it. So
you're like, I know we talked about that, and it's out.
Right.
I know. Well, keep in mind, I got the full unedited versions
It'll be in our box set.
Yeah, box. I mean, when you're editing down a podcast that went an hour and a half or whatever down to.
Maybe we'll offer those to our premium subscribers.
Yeah.
Steve.
Anyway, guys, thanks for listening to the podcast. Please subscribe wherever. The easiest way, just go to retromediatalk.com. Find all the links there to the shows.
Can you dig it?
Can you dig it? One, two, three.